Hello everybody, Tony here, and welcome to another video. And it's been a while since I've done a video like this here. I mean, last time I've done a console review was like, I don't remember, like years ago. Like the beginning of this year was when I made a video, made a console review, and it was on the PS3. But today we're gonna add another part to this Sony console video where we're gonna talk about the PlayStation 4. I'm not alone here in this. With me is
Razorblade 1812.
Hello, Razorblade, and yeah, the PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 is definitely the best console of this generation. It's got a bunch of great games on it. It's pretty much the go-to console if you want to be a true hardcore gamer. Unlike the Xbox One, which is for casual gamers just want to shoot up stuff like with Call of Duty and such, this is the console to go. And I have a lot of games on this console, not as many as I do for PS3 or stuff, because like there haven't been that many games for the console I have, but there's a lot more games for this console than there is for the Xbox One. I have quite a few games here that I'd like to show off here. I got Detroit Become Human, awesome game right here. Until Dawn, another awesome game. Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter. I got Fourth Galaxy 3 Fortune, which is only in Japan. Blue Reflection, which was my favorite game of last year. Mega Dimension Neptunia V2. And of course, I also showing you got Senran Kagura, Esfil Versus, and Senran Kagura Peach Splash. And I have more games than that, but I just wanted to only show some of them off, because like if I showed them all off, we'd be here for a while. And one of my favorite things about the PS4 is that it has a lot of great Japanese RPG games and stuff like that, and a lot of indie-like games like Detroit Become Human and Until Dawn and stuff.
And of course, Overload and Grip. Of course, the reincarnations of Descent and Roll Cage. Of course, being developed by the people who worked on those original games.
Yeah, definitely. And like, it's let's say that like at first the PS4 did have a very slow start to getting a lot of good games out, because when I first got my PS4, there weren't that many games out that I wanted for it, and I had thoughts about selling my PS4. And good thing I did not, because if I did, then I probably would have missed out on all the good games that they have out for it. And I'm not going to be showing the PS4 because I only have one PS4 so far. I'm planning on getting a slim one for my birthday coming up in October.
Alright, I actually do still have the original PlayStation 4 when I still got it at launch, except that I wanted it for Christmas, except that it came late. And here it is.
Yeah,
this is what it is. The PlayStation 4 with 2 USB ports, and of course, drive and all that, yeah.
Yeah, mine's the same thing, because mine's the original model, and this actually, it still works really well and stuff. The only problem is that, like, I had to buy an external hard drive to use, because it's only 500 gigabytes on it. That's basically it, and that's kind of a problem because the installation data takes up a lot of room. So definitely recommend, if you guys only have the original model, get an external hard drive, like 2 terabytes or something like that, because you're going to need it, that's for sure. But they actually released a slimmer model, which is like 1 terabyte, and they also have the PS4 Pro, which is used for like people who have 4K TVs. Since I don't have a 4K TV, I'm gonna just get a regular Slim for my birthday. I don't need a 4K PS4 Pro if I don't have a 4K TV. I have a Samsung Smart TV, and I'm sure the PS4 Slim will look fine, and it's cheaper too and smaller.
Yeah, let's talk about the controller here, which was actually one of the first changes from the original PlayStation 3 controller.
Yeah, I'll go get,
of course, here it is. This is what the PlayStation 4 controller looks like. It looks almost very similar to the PlayStation 3 controller with the similar layout design, except that there are changes here. For one, the start and select buttons are no longer there, but instead there is a share in options. And there is, of course, a new button here, the touchpad, which, of course, for certain games, this actually acts as the select button.
And you actually can do stuff with it, but I'll have Toby to talk while I go get some of my controllers. I have different colored ones. I'll let him talk while I get some of them.
Yep. And also, what's very interesting about this controller is the fact that you can actually play PC games with it. Yeah, that's right. You can actually hook this controller onto your PC and you can play PC games with it. Much like with the Xbox 360 controller and the Xbox One controller, you can do the same thing. But With this controller, you can do the same thing here, as of course there are so many games on Steam which actually support the PlayStation 3 controller. That was actually something kind of cool. That even if you don't actually have like a normal PC controller, you can actually use this as your PC gaming controller, which is actually pretty neat.
And I have 4 controllers here. I just showed them while I was talking. I have the gold one, and I got the anniversary one, which was like I think it was like for the 20th anniversary of the PlayStation 1. For this one, I have my original black one, and I have my blue one right here. So I have 4 of them. I am planning on getting a silver one and a white one. And same for like the PS3. I plan on getting a silver PS3 controller and a white PS3 controller as well. So you can never have enough of these in case you have multiple people and if one dies out and stuff. But yeah, I do like how this controller is. It's very simple to use. It's much better to use than the Xbox One controller, which has like so many confusing buttons on it. This one here is very simple. It has the similar buttons, got the D-pad and the touch screen. You can just like press it in or move around on it, and it's actually really cool.
And another cool thing is that this controller can actually blink, much like with the PlayStation Move controller, and that in some certain games, like of course in Grand Theft Auto 5, then when you're getting chased by the cops, it actually blinks from red to blue, red and green, so on. It actually affects, and there's also another cool thing about this controller. A speaker, which of course is right above the PlayStation button.
And this actually comes handy in games like Detroit Become Human. You can hear like radio chat or chatter like the helicopter pilot. You can actually hear it from the speaker, and it's really cool. I mean, this is actually pretty neat. It actually seems realistic and stuff too. And of course, instead of a start button, we have an options button, and we got the share button. Share is like for using to record footage. I have to mention one cool thing about the PS4 is that you can record footage without a capture device and stuff. That's how I was able to record footage for my Dare Live Stream 3 Force review and for
you can also
my best
take
games.
Screenshots as well.
And for my best games, the 2017 video, I record all the footage using the PS4, and they came out really well. And I'll be doing that for the next.
There's also one thing I also have to say something about the controller. There's actually a fault to this, and it's actually with the analog sticks that the original covers that they have, they can actually peel off pretty easily after certain periods of play, and this is actually what it looks like when it's been peeled off after so long periods of play. That's actually kind of a fault to it. But of course there are these replacement covers like I had here, and that's actually we can put them on and make them like smoother again and so on, and it's what you actually have. Of course, you have these covers for it.
Well, I mean, mine have never worn out or anything. Like mine, these are all my original controllers. Like that, this is my oldest one, and I've never had a problem with the coverage of the analog sticks peeling off. I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but like I've never had a problem with it. I mean, they still look like they're in good shape here and stuff. So maybe it's because I didn't go crazy pressing the mirrors like that, or just like basically I treat the controllers well and stuff, and not like smash them or anything like that if I'm frustrated or so. That could be it, but I don't know. That's just me. But I just like, and of course like the PS4 also has some great games coming out in the future. Perfect example, Spider-Man. Yeah. Perfect example is the Spider-Man game and the new Senran Kagura game, whatever.
Senran Kagura Burst Renewal.
Yes, and that's coming out, and of course we also have Yakuza Kiwami 2 coming out, which like I mentioned, Yakuza is definitely, it has a lot of Yakuza games on it, and they're actually remaking the first 2 Yakuza games so far. I'm not sure if you're going to do it to 3 and 4 yet, but Yakuza Kiwami 2 is coming out in August as of this recording, and I'm looking forward to that. And there's also, what else? They also have Knack, and No Man's Sky, which has actually become a playable game after the 1.3 update. I mentioned like Detroit Become Human, the newest Quantum Dream game, and that game is awesome. Blue Reflection, and of course a lot of JRPGs, and Until Dawn and stuff. Yeah, it's just, and of course Hatsune Miku Project Diva Future Tone, one of my favorite Vocaloid games on there too. Only for digital only, but still, at least I can still play it and such. I will. I hope a physical copy of the game comes out here in the West. But if it doesn't, then I guess I have no choice but to use that one. Infamous Second Son, which I'll admit it's not as good as the first two Infamous games, but it's not that bad. And yeah, like just a lot of games for it and stuff. A lot of games. And of course, I don't know. I mean, I pretty much. But there are some games that I did not like on it, like Tekken 7. And,
yeah, which is probably one of the worst games you've ever played, and probably the worst Tekken game you've ever played.
Yep, and I'll still always wonder, how did that game get great ratings? I will never know. I'll never know, and stuff. But nothing. But yeah. And of course, like that's why if you go on top here, that's why I feel like Soul Calibur 4. I know Soul Calibur 6 is going to be bad too, but that's just.
And there's also another set of games that we also do not like. Games that have loot boxes and microtransactions in them, like Star Wars Battlefront 2 and FIFA, and EA games and Activision titles.
Mass Effect Andromeda. That game was bad.
And of course, The Crew 1 and 2, a lot of titles from Ubisoft that are also plagued with all these loot boxes and microtransactions all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But and of course, he also has some Atelier games on there too. They're actually making a new Atelier game coming out, I think in a couple years, so I don't remember. But like a lot of, I mean, PS4 definitely has a lot of great JRPGs. Like there have been a lot of Japanese games, and a lot of great exclusives too. I mean, what does Xbox One have? Halo. Been there, done that. Forza?
But at least there actually are some good games for the Xbox One, like of course Overload and Grip. Yes, those are actually multi-platform titles.
Yeah, but that's kind of off topic though. We'll talk about that if we ever talk about the Xbox. If we ever talk about Microsoft consoles, we'll talk about that. But yeah, it's just Sony has more games and stuff. I mean, Sony has a lot more games, and it's basically with a simple controller like this, it's definitely the go-to console and stuff. And of course, another drawback: the HD remasters. Enough with these already. These are just now they're you release Burnout now Paradise HD remaster and such. I mean, the Yakuza Kiwami remasters, those are actual good remasters. Because actually took a lot of time and effort because they actually included more stuff, made them the graphics look like PS4 games and like new Japanese dialogue and stuff like that. So yeah, those are worth it in the end. And of course, I got Yakuza 0 and Yakuza 6 as well. And we're gonna get Yakuza Kiwami 2 when it comes out, along with Spider-Man in September and Senran Kagura renewal, burst renewal, and stuff like those. There's also like 3 games so far that I want to get, but they come out and stuff. So yeah, those are 3 games that I'm really looking forward to getting. But
and also the Shenmue 1 and 2 that's gonna come out in August. $30 only. That's good. But of course, there's also another game that I did not like, the Ratchet and Clank reboot. That game was just terrible. Yeah, it was lame, but I didn't play it.
Yeah, you're lucky you didn't play it. We'll talk about, if you ever review the Ratchet and Clank games in the future, we'll talk about those. I'll talk about that game sometime, but I don't have it anymore. Thank God I don't. So yeah, and also there's a Godzilla game on PS4, which was mainly on the PS3, but released to PS4, which got a lot of praise in Japan. But of course, the people here did not like it because probably it wasn't like Call of Duty stuff like that. But it's an awesome game. I like it. But you got anything else to say?
Well, my experience with the PlayStation 4, though, is, well, it's kind of lackluster, though, since the majority of those PlayStation 4 games, I actually played them on the PC via, of course, Steam, that I have. There are, of course, games like Crash Bandicoot, Insane Trilogy, Grand Theft Auto 5, some of these Neptunia games, even though I haven't played some of them, many of the Senran Kaguras, Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter, that, of course, they were actually supposed to be PlayStation 4 exclusive, but then they got PC versions later, and that's where I played them. And yes, even Yakuza 0 and Yakuza Kiwami that were formerly PlayStation exclusives that also now get released on Steam this year.
Yeah, which sucks. And of course, because Blue Reflection I found out also on Steam as well, which kind of doesn't make sense as a JRPG, but yeah, but I can't really say that. But from my experience with PS4, it was a very, very slow start for me. it took me a few more games to get before getting into the system regularly and stuff. I don't have a lot of multi-port consoles on it, except for multi-port games, except for like Mortal Kombat 10 and stuff like that, and stuff. And that's basically it and such. But yeah, that's pretty much all that. But it took some time to get into this, and I'm actually glad I kept my system. It would have been a regret if I would have sold it and stuff, because like this will probably be the last console I ever get, because I heard consoles in the next gen are going to be all digital and stuff. I've been following this stuff about GameStop and such, and I have a feeling that this will be the last console I ever get, the last console that ever supports CDs and such. So, what rating do you give this console on a number rating, a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10, but I'm giving this only because of those games with those loot boxes and microtransactions, but everything else is good.
9.5 out of 10 for me. Like I said, this one took some time to like get into, but still a 9.5 is definitely the perfect score for me. Because like I'm taking some points off because of like because like the slow launch and stuff like that and such, but I have not had a problem with this console, not at all. Knock on wood for that. And this is the console I got on Christmas of 2013, and it still works like a beaut. 5 years, about 5 years from now. That's pretty much all we gotta say. And will there be more console reviews in the future? Maybe. We'll probably be talking about other consoles that aren't Sony, because like
of course, like the Dreamcast.
Yeah, that's even though I never owned a Dreamcast, I did play Dreamcast, and we'll talk about Xbox, Xbox One, Xbox 360, GameCube, and stuff like that. We'll talk about those, and if you want to see more stuff, stay tuned for that. And my next review will be up soon, but when it'll be up, I don't know, it depends. That's pretty much all I gotta say. This is Tony and Toby. Peace out.